Hi Equals, it's Kim, and welcome back to my channel. I talk about LGBT issues, so lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender issues, and sometimes how those overlap into straight people's lives, which is what we've been doing recently. I'd love it if you enjoy this content to hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, hit the little bell symbol to get notified every time that I put up a new video. Today, I wanted to, this is kind of an extension of my Soji data collection, how do straight people answer these questions, because while I film these, I've been filming and it takes me about a month to get 4 of these up. I'm doing one a week right now. So there's a considerable amount of time in between each one, and I'm out in the world and I'll be talking to people, and often we'll be talking to them about what I'm doing in my vlogs or whatever. And something that has come up repeatedly is the most supportive people who are truly LGBTQ supportive, will still be confused. They're like, well, you know, I don't hear people talking about their sexuality at work, you know, and they mean straight people, talking about their sexuality at work. Why would gay people want to talk about their sexuality at work? Well, we don't. I mean, unless you have a culture at work where everybody's talking about what kind of sex they had this weekend, and most businesses don't, that's not what we're talking about. But straight people come out as straight, and bisexual friends, I know that I'm not including you in this. We'll have a whole nother conversation. My next video, I will talk about bisexual invisibility. But for right now, let's just let that go until the next video. So straight people come out at work, over dinner, over the shrubs between neighbors' houses, all the time. And because of their privilege as heterosexual cisgender people, straight, non-transgender people, they just don't realize it. It's so normal for them, so just everyday conversation, that they don't actually realize that they are coming out about their sexual orientation, at least, all the time. What does that sound like? And I'd love to hear your ideas below too, but typically it would sound like, so I'm going to use a man as the example, because then when I switch over to me, it just is going to make more sense. But so there's a man and he's at work, and maybe he's around the water cooler, or he's having lunch, or any other reason that he might say, well, my wife and I are going away next weekend, or my wife and I had dinner with the Joneses last night, or my wife and I are considering, a trip to the Bahamas, or so you get the point. Every time this guy would say, my wife and I, he is actually coming out as heterosexual. Remember, bisexual friends, I'm not forgetting you. He is coming out as heterosexual, or at least being in a heterosexual relationship, every time he says it. So when LGBT people talk about wanting to be able to come out at work, they want to be able to do the same thing. So for me, if I say my wife and I are considering a trip to Texas, I'm also coming out. But the thing is that when that guy, this hypothetical guy, let's call him Robert, when Robert comes out by saying my wife and I are going here or there, he's got privilege. His having a wife is what everybody expects him to have. And people don't even think twice about it. But if I say my wife and I are thinking about a trip to Texas, now all of a sudden I've come out, and I've come out as homosexual. That's the kind of thing that LGBT people want to be able to do without fear of discrimination. Now, is that the only way? No, people are often outed So if you were a business owner, and Robert, we'll go back to my hypothetical Robert, and Robert's one of your workers, and Chuck, who is also one of your workers, comes to you, the boss, one day and says, "Did you know that Robert is dating women? Did you know that Robert is heterosexual?" You, as the boss, would go, "I assumed as much, and why the heck are you telling me?" But if I work there, and lovely Chuck comes to you and says, "Did you know that Kim dates women? Did you know that she's homosexual?" Now I've just been outed, and the boss has some thinking to do. How does he respond to that? I mean, ideally he responds to, "Yes, so what? Doesn't matter. Go back to work." But the response is different. So the treatment is different based on whether the person is outed as heterosexual as opposed to them being outed as homosexual. Yes, my bisexual friends, I am purposely not complicating this conversation right now. My very next video will talk about that. So, yeah, that's the problem, is we need to have LGBT people be able to come out at work informally, in ways that are proper, or at least proper for heterosexual folks, should be proper for the rest of us. So if it's proper to talk about what you and your wife did last weekend, or where you went to dinner, or where you're going on vacation, then it should be proper for LGBT folks to do the same thing, and to make reference to their life partners using the proper pronouns and titles: wife, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, she, he, without fear of reprisal. It's not, it just cracks me up that, and I know my friends are very well-meaning, but it just cracks me up that they think we want to talk about sex at work or something like that. No, no, no. But we want to be able to engage in the same kind of office conversations that straight people can. Anyway, if you like this content, please hit the red subscribe button. You can hit the bell to be notified every time I get I put up a new video. Give me a thumbs up if you appreciated this video. Share it with your friends. I'll see you next week, equals. Bye.